My name's Beth Fisher, and I am going to be reading the Bible on video. Here is my fireside chat with no fireplace. But I don't have any qualifications from this other than I'm a child of God. And I don't think you need one because that's what the word tells us, that it should be understandable to us. So I'm going to read it. And I hope I'm going to help you because if you've never read it, it's good to know what you believe. If you're a faithful follower of Jesus Christ, or trying anyway, or want to know more about Jesus, you should be able to read his word. And sometimes that's hard for people. So I decided that I would log videos of reading the Bible. I'm going to be reading Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then on Sunday, there will be a little conversation review, interview sort of thing with some friends of mine, just our thoughts on the Bible. I can be a little bit irreverent at times. That's not necessarily my intent, and this isn't any sort of scholarly thing. It's just a friend and I asking questions. And some of those questions might even be a little banal or weird, or who knows, because the Bible can be weird. I'm also going to be starting backwards, and I'm going to be using the Deuterocanonical books. So what that means is a Protestant Bible doesn't have the Apocrypha in it, whereas a Catholic Bible does, and I'm going to be reading the Apocrypha. Whether you're Catholic and you already know the Apocrypha, great, or you're Protestant and you never heard it, I think it's always a good idea to check out the stuff that's in the Bible, and this is a deuterocanonical book, so I am going to be using that. And I'm starting backwards. We're starting on the 1st of June, which is the middle of the year, halfway through. Whether January is actually the beginning of the year or maybe it's in springtime, who knows? Doesn't matter. That's where I'm going to start. So I'm going to be beginning in Maccabees and Revelation, or Revelations. We'll talk about that too. And I started looking for a plan to use. It was dumbfounded. Like, there's the M. Shane one. There's lots of different plans out there. There is nothing like the Bible reading plan generator. It's a guy named John Dyer. I have no idea who this man is. I've never met him. I don't get any money to support him, but it was amazing. Bible reading plan generator.com, I believe. And the only thing I could figure out that it didn't do was allow you to start in a random place in the Bible. But you could skip Saturdays, you could skip Sunday, you could start on this date or that date, you could add the Deuterocanonical books, you could take them away. I was totally impressed with this guy, so go check it out. It is the ultimate reading plan. I'm also not necessarily going to tell you which version I'm using. I feel like there's a whole conversation about that, and at some Sunday review, we'll have a conversation about which versions and things. So I'll be reading from a bunch of different ones. That way I'm not transgressing any copyright or anything. So a little bit about me. I have lived in New York, Massachusetts, Michigan, Wisconsin, 2 or 3 places there, Colorado, Sevilla, Spain, London, England, Düsseldorf, Germany. I've spent nearly 15 years living overseas, so every once in a while you'll hear me say British words. I'm not putting on airs and graces. It's just where I said it. I'm actually trying to decide, should it be Philistine or should it be Philistine? Right? Big questions in life. I am 51 years old. I am married. I live in Colorado. I have a 12-year-old daughter, 2 cats, and a quarter horse that is 13. I came to know Christ in college, so it's been about 30 years. And at first, I was a little wobbly, getting better with age, like fine wine, marinating in the word and things like this. And I've even listened to it many times, but I felt like sharing a journey with other people would be an awesome way to go forwards. I wasn't quite sure what to call this. If you look up 2 Kings 22:11, it says, when the king heard the words of the book of the law, he tore his clothes. And basically, I felt like that when I became a Christian 20 years ago. Lately, I've come to some different conclusions about some of my eschatology, which we'll get into at the end of June. And I feel like when you hear it, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is what it actually says. So this isn't a video rendering of the Bible because I'm not the chosen or working it out or doing anything like that. We're not pantomiming it. It's just me reading it to you in my fireside chat with no fire, my bush side chat that's not on fire. But I did feel like there was a group of you out there who have not heard the Bible yet, who want to read the Bible and want someone to pronounce the hard stuff. And I won't pronounce everything perfectly. I am going to fix major flubs, but if I stumble on a word, I'll just correct it and carry on, because that's how we would normally do it as humans reading the Bible. Your feedback is welcome. I will be posting on Brighteon, Odyssey, YouTube, and Rumble. Trying to figure out how to link the Odyssey. Evidently links to the YouTube. I'm working on all that. But those are the 4 places, because those are where you can find videos. And when I watch things, I don't like listening to only the audio of podcasts. And so that was kind of where I stumbled on this idea of reading the Bible to you. And so I thought, well, no, because I listen to everything in a video format, even if I'm not necessarily looking at the screen, then maybe that's needed. Yeah, it's just going to be me and my Bible here reading to you. And as I said, I can be somewhat irreverent. I have some uh, differing views on some of the things, or some questions, because to me, the weird parts of the Bible, especially with all the name pronunciations and stuff, I want to know about those odd parts. I want to think about that. And sometimes there's sections of where you're like, okay, that happened. But you don't really have anything to say. And yet there's so much more. This book is the living, breathing word of God. And it's amazing. And I would love to be the one to signpost your journey and share it with you. So your feedback is welcome. I'm going to promise to answer 10 comments on the 4 platforms. So 40 comments. And after that, it's going to get a little too crazy, because there will be 365 videos by the time we get to this time next year. And that's just too much to go back to. So if you're one of the top 10 comments, I will reply to you. And obviously likes and subscribes help. That's how you get the news of the channel out. Any of my dear friends that are subscribing on whatever platform, thank you. Appreciate you. I just think this is going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of work. People don't really understand how much work is involved. And because we are doing deuterocanonical books, the recording, and we're not doing Sundays, the recording will be anywhere from 25 to 27 minutes long each day. Sometimes it'll go a little longer. The Sundays when we have an interview, it's going to be oftentimes my friend Audrey. Other times we'll just invite someone on. Sometimes I've got a few things lined up for various different speakers or interviews in terms of people in the new eschatology that I've discovered. But it'll just be me ad-libbing, and every once in a while you'll just get little old me and nothing else. It's just you and me having a chat. And maybe every once in a while I'll just go through some of the comments that people have left about this. But like I said, it's a big undertaking to read the Bible. People don't really get that. I have read it quite a few times on my own. I haven't ever read all of the Apocrypha from one end of it to the other. So I'm excited about that. It's an interesting thing. And we're starting in 4 Maccabees. I don't think I've made it to 4 Maccabees. I have read some of Maccabees, but not all of it. So I'm kind of excited about this journey, and I appreciate that you're going to come with me on it. And if you're just checking in now and again, that's cool too. Because of my time in England, I really liked football, soccer, for those of you in America, in Australia. And I really like the theme from the Liverpool Football Club. Please don't hate on me about never walking alone. But the whole point is we don't walk alone. God is always with us. And yet the journey is more fun when you share it with other people and when you find other believers to go on this journey with you. So in terms of this book, I would love for you to never walk alone. So come with me as we walk through this journey.